I had a nurse teach me how to ask questions better in my career. And she said, you know, Dr. Wright, you're taught to ask people, what's the matter with you? Right? That's what your doctor says. How are you? What's wrong today? How can I help you? She said, the better question is, what matters to you? What's important to you in your life? And then once we understand what counts to you, what matters, then we can help you achieve that goal of being around with your grandchildren for as long as possible, or great-grandchildren, or whatever that is. Edison was ahead of his time in lots of ways, and he had a very famous quote, and it goes like this: the doctor of the future will give no medicines, but will interest his patient in the care of the human frame, in diet, and the prevention of disease. That's a pretty good goal, isn't it? He was a visionary in more than just the light bulb and more than just the inventions that he did. He saw a future where medicines aren't going to be the answer. And so he's definitely one of my heroes, even though I went to school to learn how to use medicines, and there's a right time for those. But there's a right time for interesting my patients in the care of the human frame. This study was published a few years ago on the United States causes of death. The number one cause of death is what we eat. What else do you think?
Inactivity.
Love it. Who said that? Gold star there. That turned out to be the 5th most common reason. Our forks and our furniture really are killing us. I wish somebody had told me that a long time ago. So are there some choices that we can make that are different? We've got 2 forks here. Can you tell? I tried to blow this up enough that everybody could see it. What's on the fork on your left? Pizza. So we've got cheese and processed meat and starchy crust, and then some tomato sauce that probably has sugar added. You know, they add sugar to lots of things. What's on the right-hand fork? Broccoli. Yeah. Which one of those came to your table the way it was made? That's a clue, okay? That's a little bit of a clue, is if it comes, the closer it is to the way it was formed, the way it was made, the way it was created, the more likely it is to be healthy. Eat the rainbow. That's a simple way. As you're deciding what foods, if it's colorful, it's probably a good choice. If it's the way God made it in the first place, it's probably a good choice. My son, that was the exercise science, or is an exercise science major, taught me this, that if you sit for 6 hours a day, which most of us do, that has the same health risk as smoking a pack of cigarettes every day. Oh my goodness. You didn't know you were smokers, did you? So our furniture absolutely is part of the problem. But guess what? If you simply get out of your chair for 3 minutes out of every hour, it undoes all the bad things that chair did you the other 57 minutes. Any movement is medicine. Movement is healing. And it is fun. It can be fun. And now that you know it's important, it might be something to consider. Because spending more time, having more quality of life, staying out of the hospital, all tie back to keeping that artery, those highways, that 60,000 miles healthy, and giving it a chance to repair itself.
How can you tell the age of your arteries? Huh?
That's a great question. How can we tell the age of an artery? There's a special test called an ultrasound that can actually take a picture, and if you get the right ultrasound and do the right measurements on it, it can tell you how old your arteries are. But I mentioned this before. This is really a simple thing to do, is simply get up and move for 3 minutes out of every hour. That's all it takes. So if you've got a program that you're watching, commercials come around about every 11 minutes or so, something like that.
Sooner than that.
Yeah, and some of them a whole lot sooner than that. But simply stand during the commercial. Or get up and walk across the room. Just think of ways that you can be moving. Fight your furniture, fight your forks. And in the end, it's not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years.